Welcome back to the Stockwell-Roche Show. I'm Jason Stockwell with RE/MAX Results.
Don Eldridge, RE/MAX Results.
We have Jason Light with Envoy Mortgage here. We're on every Sunday, 10 a.m. here on AM 1280 The Patriot. Thanks. We had Jill Evanachek here on for the last two segments, sharing her insight and her input and her role and what Ronald McDonald House Charities does here in the Twin Cities. Very enlightening, very good information about what they do, and just heartfelt stories. And I could not imagine seeing the families and the kids and what happens on a daily basis, 365 days a year, in their four houses for families to stay in. So just wonderful, wonderful people and wonderful organization and wonderful person Jill is, I can tell there. So if you feel free to donate or volunteer, you can do that. We'll have our information on our Facebook page under Stockwell-Roche Show, or you can also go to the Ronald McDonald House Twin Cities, RMH twincities.org, RMH twincities.org. Shifting gears back to real estate world, we have experts here for you folks. Our job is to provide expert information for you. And in the upcoming shows, we're going to have expert information on self-directed real estate IRAs, how you can invest your money if you're worried about the stock market at all, if you're worried about it going down and having a collapse after the election, which a lot of people may worry about. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it might happen. Might be a good time to invest in real estate. You can do that. We're going to have a show on self-directed IRAs in the future. And one thing we talked about briefly in a past show was what you should do for yourself. This is something everybody should do. And you should get a health directive and a power of attorney in place. If you are 18 or over, if you're age 18 or over, if your grandchild is 18 or over or in college, or if your kid is 18 or over, as soon as you become 18, this comes from Susie King, who is an attorney for Moss and Barnett. And what she says is that once a child turns 18, in the eyes of the law, that child is a legal adult, even though we all know they don't act even close to what a legal adult acts like. But she says they're a legal adult, and they're entitled to make his or her own medical decisions and financial decisions. Wow, really? People are listening, shaking their head like, what? My kid's 18. They don't make any good decisions financially or for their health. But the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, HIPAA, HIPPA, prohibit medical providers from disclosing confidential medical information with individuals other than the patient themselves without a prior written consent. Therefore, if your child is hospitalized or needs to receive medical treatment, the doctor may be prohibited from discussing your own child's diagnosis or course of treatment with you because you are not the direct patient. Doesn't that sound ridiculous?
Yeah, that's totally insane. But actually that happened to me. My aunt Katie passed away about 5 years ago. She was younger than I was. But nobody in our family could find out anything about what was going on with her. Only her spouse, who was our gateway to what was going on. But they would not talk to us. Even her siblings, they would not communicate anything with what was going on with her.
Well, yeah, that would be...
And she had no health care directive. So.
Yeah, that would be...
Yep.
I would be frustrated as a parent if my kid's there and my kid's 19 or something. Or so here's what she says to do is get a health care directive and also a power of attorney. She says also, if the child has not appointed an attorney in fact to address financial obligations on his or her behalf, and that child becomes incapacitated, the parents have no legal authority to access the child's bank account or even to pay bills on behalf of their child. Without properly executed documents, the parents are again left with little option but to seek court involvement to get to be appointed a conservator on behalf of the child or to get someone else to be appointed as a conservator on behalf of the child. These two scenarios can be prevented simply by having your child sign a healthcare directive and a power of attorney. Very easy, very simple, probably very cost effective. It probably doesn't cost much to have a healthcare directive or a power of attorney set up for you. So something that everybody should consider or do. And again, it's planning. You don't want any of this to happen, just like you don't want to. No one really probably wants to go to Ronald McDonald House, but if something happens, you want to have a plan for it. And if something happens to your kids and they're 18 or your grandkids, you want to be able to have them communicate with you as the parent, I would say. But,
Well, it's a super easy process. Unfortunately, I put it off for many years, but this year I finally did do it.
you do have a healthcare directive?
I do.
Awesome.
And I have a living will. I mean, it was so simple. I just met with somebody. They asked me a series of questions, very boilerplate. I answered them, and then there it was.
Boom, that easy,
In
huh?
the mail.
We all pay for insurance, right? And it's costly. This is something that's simple, one time. It's not ongoing. Yet, if you don't have it in place, severe consequences potentially, just like not having insurance.
Yeah, I think so. Susie King, reach out to her 612-877-5362, 612-877-5362 to set up a healthcare directive, a power of attorney. It can save a lot of hassle, and it's something that takes moments to plan. We all have our New Year's resolutions that we put into place. Mine was more put on me than me planning, but is to actually eat better and become healthier. We did the show when I rolled in with the Wendy's bag for the National Kidney Foundation show, and I've got to start taking better care of my body. So that's my resolution. Also, is to get a healthcare directive and a power of attorney here very shortly. So, because I still don't have one yet, and I need one.
I can't believe you don't have one.
I need one, and it's
Katie hasn't gotten you to have one.
isn't it amazing? And we talk about these things, and then something happens, and it's just
With Susie, she's incredible to work with. Long history of family that has worked in that. She's just, I met her on the show, and I highly recommend working with her.
you have a healthcare directive.
We're
Yeah.
dealing with her right now.
Awesome. So again, Susie King, 612-877-5362, 612-877-5362. If you have questions for us, any questions, or if you have something that you want us to talk about specifically, call 651-400-0773, 651-400-0773, or go to our Facebook page under Stockwell Roche Show, like it, and post a comment about something you want us to share, real estate or not real estate related, something that might benefit the community, no matter what it is. We will be definitely entertaining any of those options, any discussions that we might want to have. So other future shows that we want to get into or have besides the IRA show or the self-directed IRA is more on this power of attorney and healthcare directive. We will have Susie in again talking about these specific topics. She came in a while ago and talked about setting up an estate plan, I believe it was, wasn't it, for setting up an estate plan. So we'll have her back talking specifically about these things because she has it down and Jason's working with her right now. So anything else to wrap up, guys, from the Ronald McDonald House, or anything else that we talked about, that any other things that we want to share and make sure people know about before we head out for the week?
I just encourage everybody, if you are renting, we've brought it up numerous times, and it keeps upticking on you, get pre-approved, give me a call. I'll walk you through exactly the pros and the cons of owning versus renting as it relates to being affordable to you.
Yeah.
Well, and even if you're not ready, say you go through the approval process, you can't buy now, Jason can certainly guide you in the proper steps to go to get where you need to be.
Have an action plan, and that plan can be 12, 18 months out. Absolutely.
Yep. All preparing and preparation. So lastly, yes, call us. We want to hear your stories about how much your rent increases this spring when your lease renews. Call us 651-400-0773. I'm Jason Stockwell with RE/MAX Results.
Don Eldridge with 3 Max Results.
Thank you, Jason Light with Envoy Mortgage. We'll be back next week. Remember, love yourself and love others. Have a great week, folks.